This magazine is about the description of controller, sensor, valve, alarm, and signal. In the final section of this magazine, we have a simple P&ID and the identification of the most suitable instrumentation based on the P&ID.
The next is for the controller. So for the controller we have two types of controller, which are analog controller and digital controller. So for the analog controller, we only focus 4 in this magazine, which are pressure controller, temperature controller, pH controller, and level controller.
So for digital controller, we can divide them into 4 types, which is programmable logic controller, PLC, digital temperature controller, digital pressure controller, and digital level controller.
There are 4 types of sensor described in this magazine. The first one is temperature sensor. The example is resistant temperature detector or RTDs, thermocouple, and bimeter thermometer. The next one is flow sensor, which include orifice meter, venturi meter, turbine flow meter, rotameter, and vortex shielding flow meter.
And for the level sensor, it's divided to 4, which are fluid activated, head device or called bubble tube. Next, radar sensor. Lastly, ultrasonic sensor. And for composition sensor, we have 4 types that are ultraviolet spectroscopy, infrared spectroscopy, gas liquid chromatography, and lastly, mass spectroscopy. Below, we shows the calculation of measurement gain.
For the valve part, there are 4 types of valve that are described in the magazines. The first type of valve is manual valve. Here are the examples of manual valve, which are ball valve, butterfly valve, group valve, and gate valve.
And the second type of valve is control valve. Examples of control valves are flow control valve, temperature control valve, level control valve, and pressure control valve. And this is the calculation of a kV. kV value is defining the flow rate value.
And the next type of valve, which is safety and pressure valve. Here are the 4 examples for safety and pressure valve, which are safety relief valve, pilot operator relief valve, vacuum relief valve, and pressure relief valve.
And finally, check valve. Examples of check valve are swing check valve, spring loader check valve, ball check valve, and stop check valve.
Next is alarm. Alarm are used to notify any abnormal condition in the plant. Example of alarm is label alarm. Next is signal. Signal has 2 conditions, which are analog and digital. Example of instrument of analog are operational amplifier.
Okay, so next is digital conditioning. Digital conditioning is to transform the electronic digital data to digital format, which is it consists of DAC and ADC.
The simple P&ID represents the propylene oxide plant, and it has been classified into 11 groups. The following pages shows the identification of the most suitable instrumentation for each group. That's all for our magazine. Thank you.